Hello everybody, welcome to BEAD TALK, here with Treasure to Remember. We hope you're having a wonderful day. There you go. We're just trying not to bump my thing here. So, let me just go ahead and begin. Hi everybody, this is Kelly Markell of Treasure to Remember. We are here with you with another episode of BEAD Talk. We come to you each week with your favorite artisans, designers, creators, and suppliers. And we are sharing our most intimate, unique, amazing, beautiful stories of inspiration for your bead journey. We hope you'll join us. We are at YouTube, and right now we're at Treasure to Remember, but then afterwards we upload to YouTube where you can go and watch all the other episodes of BEAD Talk that we have available for you. We are inviting today a beautiful creator. Her name is Melissa Leistikow, and if I pronounce it wrong, well, she can go ahead and she'll let me know if I get the pronunciation wrong. Sorry about that, darling. We're going to get that right for you. We had an amazing week. We are getting ourselves organized here for we are going to start going to in-person events, and so that's going to be really exciting for Treasure to Remember. We are a part of next weekend. We're part of an amazing online gem and mineral convention. This is the first for us, so we're super excited. Shout out to Joe Hopes for that. Thank you, Joe, for inviting us. Thank you for your goodness. So we hope you can all join us. I was going to do it at my... Martin, can you go share me out, please? I was going to do this at my business page, but I think we may end up doing it at my profile page, which is okay. That's okay. We're going to get that started. As soon as Melissa gets here, we'll go ahead and invite her on. But right now, we just want you guys to know that, no, it's an L. Melissa with an L. Nope, she's not here yet. Oh, there she is, right there. Okay. L, yeah, invite that one right there. Okay, so Melissa's been invited, so when she gets here, she can go ahead and accept the invite. Martin is sharing us out. We had a wonderful show. We have shows Friday and Saturday, and currently we have our team members, our girls, they are doing lives at Instagram. We had them Tuesday, Thursday, I can't remember, but we also have one today at 4 p.m. It's going to be great. Don't miss our live shows with Ariana and Jesse. It's going to be good. Martin's sharing us out right now. I'm at Treasure to Remember, where we have BEAD Talk every week. Do you see us? If you're there, if you could like us so we can get us in the feed, Martin can see us maybe. If you're around, go ahead and like. Maybe, I don't think you can share, but it becomes a video afterwards, and that's when we go and share it out once it's a video at YouTube. So we, again, are going to be featuring Melissa Leistikow, and we're super excited about that. Excuse me. We're going to wait for her to come on. Hold on. Let's see if she is. Nope. I thought that was her. That isn't. Thank you so much. Okay, let's just chat a little bit before Melissa gets here. So this has been a really crazy week. We are all working our little hearts out. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world, and getting to our beading is one way to be able to have our therapy, to make it through each and every day and week and month.
I see you. I don't know why he doesn't.
That's okay. That's okay. Can you grab the link and share it to the messenger? I think that's the only thing I want to do. So we're trying to figure it out. It appears that the connection is going really well, but
It doesn't let you share it out because you're a private group.
oh, you can't copy the link? Oh, okay. Let's see what we got going on. Is Melissa here? I think Melissa's here. We're going to bring Melissa on now. Just accept, darling, and you'll be on. Hey, Becky. Hey, Twyla. Hi, everybody. Lisa,
Hi.
you made it, sweetheart. Welcome to BEAD TALK.
I'm trying to get my I've this is a new setup for me, so
Listen, I have a new setup that we almost went with, and at the last minute we were like, no, we'll figure it out. We got this really cool little base, and it has this weird thing with a light. Anyway,
that's what I got. That's what I got. So I'm like trying to
know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Mine is just going to take a second to figure out, but listen, either way, we're so honored that you could join us.
Thank you. I'm honored that you have me on your show. So.
Oh, the honor's entirely ours. I promise. We're just so grateful that you said yes. And the little bit that we got to chat, I just want you to know that I am just so drawn to your sweet soul, and I'm just really happy to have you on.
Oh, thank you.
Darling lady. And when I see, so everybody, welcome to BEAD TALK. This is Melissa. Help me pronounce the last name right.
Leistikow?
Leistikow. Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
Hold on. Leistikow. Oh, that is gorgeous. That was better than what I could imagine.
It's very different.
That's lovely.
Intimidating to some people, but yes, it's
just the spelling and pronunciation.
Yeah.
But no, that's gorgeous. Well, Miss Melissa Leistikow, we're so grateful you could join us today. We are going to hear at BEAD TALK. What we do is we inquire. We just talk like two friends, just sitting in the living room having fun. And we go trying to talk about the past, present, and future. I know that I say this every BEAD TALK, but sometimes I'm a little wordy and get away from that, but I want to bring us back.
Yeah.
So why don't we just begin? Just tell us, without going deep into the journey yet, tell us just a little bit about yourself and your family there.
I currently live in Tucson, Arizona. I have two sons. One just graduated college. The other graduated high school.
What?
Yes. And,
you look so young. Oh, like what?
And a wonderful husband. So the bead selling
wonderful
journey
husband
of my life is newer for the past few years. But no, we have a happy little family. We have a lot of fur babies too. So.
Girl, I thought you were like 25, 26 years old.
Oh, no, I'm 43.
Hey, isn't that like, thank you for the genes, right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Goodness. So how's the weather down there right now? We just started getting hot up here.
It's just now getting hot. We've had a mild start, which we are very thankful for, because I was looking last year at this time and it was like 106, 110, and we're in the low 90s right now. So and it's been like that, pretty much for the last 2 months. So we'll take it. Take it because
it's wild. What's been surprising me is how cool it's been at night.
At night, yes, and in the morning it's like 59 degrees still, and it's like my girlfriend cleans pools, and sometimes I help her, and I'm like, it's too cold to get in the pool now.
You literally get in the pool to clean it? Oh my God.
Yeah, you take pumice stone and scrub all the hard water off. So,
oh, wow. Oh, but come on, that must be lovely during the summer.
yes, when it's really, really hot, it's a great job to have. But
So,
yeah, it's just been cool. So the pools aren't warm yet. Not what
so
we're used to anyway.
right.
Yeah.
I noticed that you had been posting that you were coming back to Tucson to bead selling, or to the bead stop. So had you been doing that for a while and then came back and you took a break?
Yeah, well, I've been creating jewelry for about 23 years. But the selling of the jewelry, selling of beads, I think I started about 4 years ago. And we just had some issues with my sister. So I took about almost a year off. So I've just been getting back into it the last couple of months, since February, since the gem show. Because I am fortunate that I do get to work the gem show. I get to work for a vendor, and that really kick-started me this year to get back into it. I love everything about beads, everything about making jewelry. So it was really, really nice to have that.
Isn't it wonderful therapy though?
It is. It really, really is. It's really awesome to work the gem show, because you meet so many different people, so many different designers, people that have brick and mortars, people who sell online. You just meet so many different people. So it's really an awesome experience.
And I'm always so intimidated when I go to the shows and I meet all these people, because they're like rock stars to me. And then you meet them and they're like just the most beautiful, normal people, which is to mean what is normal, right? But you're like, go on.
Do you know who Candy Cooper is?
No.
So she's a big bead person in the bead world. And I remember a couple years ago I was working and I looked up and she was standing there, and I'm all, it's you, and she looked at me like, what are you? I'm like, you're a rock star to me. And she was just like, and she had a hat on, trying to kind of stay incognito, but so yeah, you get to meet all these people and they're like, I'm just like you.
It is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. I mean, it's all of these people that we meet that we admire, and we place on the pedestal because they have met some ideal in our hearts that is representing what it is that's taking care of us so much.
Exactly.
And I get that, and it's so wonderful when you meet them and you're like, oh my God, you're so down to earth. And I had one of my huge suppliers, which to me was like stars every time I seen her. And then last time she just said, come on, and she took me and we just had conversation. And I'm telling you, this lady, I don't know what it is about me, but people open up like everything to me, which is okay because I keep all the secrets. But it was amazing to me how just seeing people behind the scenes, it sets me right straight. It makes me feel so much better knowing that I am not alone.
Exactly. Yep. And that's one of the things too that I like about Candy is she does a lot of lives, and she expresses like some of the the stressors that we go through as bead sellers. Where's my package, where's my invoice, and a lot of people don't understand that we take, like I know I do, I want to do the best job possible. So right away I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the, did I not do this fast enough? Where's the package? Where's this, and so she expressed that she goes through the same things, and she's got a following, 100 times bigger than mine. So, it's good to see that these people that we really do look up to and idolize really just go through the same things that we go through. And it's
learning
good to
so
see
much
that,
from one another.
right, that we're all human, and we're doing the best that we can,
Exactly. And that's why I love BEAD Talk, because we get to have folks like you sit down where everybody can relate and get the same inspiration and know that this same energy isn't just for me, isn't just for you,
Right.
it's for all of us.
Exactly.
And it's okay to tap in. Speaking of tapping in, you have quite the amazing journey, and I can't wait to get into it. I really am. I'm already like, where's my tissues? Because
Aw.
already I'm really excited, because when you get to I guess when you get to relate on a level like we were talking about, that's so raw and so real,
Right.
that those are the opportunities that is not only for the person who's watching, but also for you to relay it.
Right.
So it's whatever we have been going through, whatever has gotten us here, we share a little bit of that, and somebody takes that, relates it, and makes them strong.
Right.
I know it seems counterproductive that the person.
It was.
Oh, okay. I know it seemed. Got my little production manager here making sure we're okay. I know it seems counterproductive to share our stories, whether it was heartache, woe, whatever it
Right.
was, and then we were able to turn it around, go on that hero's journey. But it absolutely is taking a little slice of our journey, putting it out there, letting people go ahead and nosh on that and saying, hey, that tastes the same,
Right.
and getting courage and strength from that. And I
Right.
just say it's soul food. And I'm here for yours, babe.
Aw.
I want to go ahead and begin. Share with us a little bit at in the beginning of your bead journey, how that all began. And you just go ahead and take the floor.
Okay. Well, I was 19, 20 years old. Unfortunately, I was not in a good place in my life. I was suffering from drug addiction. I lived in northern Arizona, and I moved to Ohio to get away from it all and
Big
to
change.
just start my life over and get clean. Well, when I was in Ohio, you know, it became apparent I need to find a hobby to help me with the sobriety, because if you don't have something there, a lot of the times you're going to go back to what and that's not a good thing. So at the time, my mother-in-law, she was a very crafty person. She does all kinds of crafts. She had a little magazine, like a craft and art magazine, and there was a pattern in there for the daisy chain with the seed beads, and I picked it up and I tried it and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it just went from there. I continued doing it. It was a new passion. Finally there was light at the end of the tunnel for me, because I was really in a dark place. I
Yes.
didn't know how I was going to get out of it. And
As with
honestly,
addiction comes
as
those
silly
dark.
as it sounds, beads kind of saved my life, and I've just kept
Silly, it's
going from
real
there,
and beautiful.
and I've even, it's now been 23 years that I've been clean and sober, and I've tried really, really hard. I've even reached out to some rehab facilities, saying, look, I'll supply all the supplies for these people. But I just think that a lot of people just need a hobby, honestly. I mean, some people just get stuck in these ruts and these addictions because they have nothing to do, and if they had a hobby or something, a passion, but unfortunately, the ones I've checked with, I don't know if it's just state regulations or what, but I'm not allowed to do it. So I'm still,
So let me ask you really quick. So you're trying to reach out to these other institutions which are helping addicts and offering them an alternative choice to to some therapy and letting them know, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Maybe if you were able to get, Cheryl Gaynor says, congratulations on 23 years.
Oh,
Way to go, dear.
thank you.
So what if you were able to get, say, a therapist on board and just have like a letter of support?
Yeah, I do have a therapist, and I've talked to her about it, but she doesn't really know where to turn. The only other thing I was thinking of is, because the ones that I went to were like state funded. So I'm wondering if maybe if I go to a nonprofit, like we have a really great homeless drug rehab facility here, that is a nonprofit, and you know, asking them, it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst they can
Does
say is
not hurt to ask.
yeah.
You need to, exactly. So when you have the passion, you want to exhaust all avenues because you don't want to leave any stone unturned.
Right.
I feel that. I really feel that.
Yeah.
That, you know what? Don't give up.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can't let something suck the time out of your
Right,
life
no.
that's not going to act.
Right.
But just keep that vein, because put it out there. I just know something wonderful is going to come your way where you're going to be needed.
I have so many supplies from selling that, I've tried to tell them, look, you don't have to put any money into it. I will supply everything. I just, if I could just help a couple people, find a passion, or something that they enjoy to do, that would mean a lot to me.
What about, did you tell them it was free bead class?
Yeah, and that's what I've expressed, look, you guys don't have to pay for anything. But again, I'm just assuming, because I went to state funded ones, there's probably a lot of laws and rules in place where
Sure.
I probably have to be an employee or something, or background checks and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of liability, I'm sure, but I think the nonprofits would be a little bit more open to trying something like that. But
everybody out there within the sound of our voice, give us some positive energy. Put out there, whether it's your prayers, your energy, the universe, whatever it is, send that positive energy to Melissa.
Aww.
She'll be something will come up. I totally believe it. Especially we set our intent on it, and it's for the good.
Right.
And precious. So okay, so this was the beginning, how you began, and let me tell you, that is incredible strength. I just want to take my hat off to you, and I'm so grateful that you are here at this point in your journey, able to turn around and start sharing it out and letting folks know, hey, guess what? This was my reality, and if you're in this position, it could be yours too. It could be an avenue to try. Don't give up.
Right.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it is scary for me to share, because there's a lot of stigma behind it, and you worry about that judgment. So even 23 years later, I still worry about that. But I've gotten to a point where I realize, this is me, and this is who I am, and this is where people ask me, how did you get into jewelry, or how did you learn how to make jewelry? And it's like, well, you really want to know?
Sit down.
So it came, something beautiful came from something very negative and dark, and it really turned my life around. And it wasn't easy at first, believe me, it wasn't. It took a lot of work still on my behalf, but honestly, as silly as it sounds, the beads really did save my life.
It's not silly, my darling. That's what we're here for. And it beads, and I've said this from the very beginning, beads have, no matter what the material is, it is the concept that has its own magical property of healing. Right. And it's so inspiring. And especially if you go look at the history of beads, It is
It's
so, it's just a lot, and it's just
and
amazing.
that's funny you say that, because my therapist just had given me like this some paperwork to read, and it about how helping with anxiety, and one of the things was a worry stone. Do you know what a worry stone is? um
Yes.
so, and on the paper it says, look at the stone, feel the stone, think of how old that stone is, where, how it was made, how the earth created it. And after I read it, I told her, I said, well, that's what I do with beads. I could just play with beads and let them run through my fingers and my hands all day long, and just to look at how some of them are made and how beautiful they are and where they come from. They're all over the world, and you're absolutely correct. They've been around for so long. The indigenous people were creating beautiful artwork before many other things.
And I think about those people who also were using, whatever they were using to create, that was doing the same thing for them.
Right.
It was
Right.
story time, healing
Right.
time, passing on down to whomever, their teaching time.
Right.
Always some healing element with them, and I am all about it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love everything about bees. And
Yeah.
I love the fact that we get to sit here and chat about it. It's like,
Yes.
I'm just, it's everything. So that was your past. So you came to your beautiful creative endeavors, because let me see, I've been following and looking at your creations recently, and I'm just like, wow, this child, gorgeous. Of
Oh.
course, that's when I thought you were 25. I was saying, wow, this child. I really did. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because you look so young. I didn't research that. Apologies.
That's okay.
But let me tell you, it is so. I am totally inspired. I'm totally grateful that I get to have you on, and people get to hear this, because you're not alone out there. It's not about anybody else but yourself. It's your own movie. It's
Right.
about what it is that helps you to grow, and this has helped you immensely, I can tell.
Yes.
So to
It
bring
has.
us up to a little bit about the present day, what's going on now? And I know your beautiful creations. I just saw your homage, that beautiful mulberry
Oh,
necklace.
thank
Oh,
you. Thank you.
gorgeous.
That was inspired by Andrea Beaver. I hope I'm saying her last name right, but I saw her bracelet and I thought it was beautiful, and I thought, well, I've got the melon beads, so I'm gonna make something similar. But yeah, I lived in Ohio for about 10 years, and there all I did was make jewelry. I used to sell it at a flea market. And then I moved back to Arizona, and then that's when my husband and we were old friends. So he was divorced, I was single, the stars aligned, right?
Exactly, right?
And we ended up together, and I've been back here for 10 years now. And like I said, about 4 years ago, I started, selling beads. I love beads so much, just I wanted to share them with other people, and so I kind of just started the distashing, doing it in distash groups, and really enjoyed it. It just, when it makes you feel really good when you get that message from somebody that says, I received my package today and I just absolutely love my beads. Thank you so much.
Quite affirming, isn't it?
It is.
I love it too.
It just makes your heart smile. It just makes you feel good. So that's basically why I do what I do now, and it's a loophole because now I can get all the beads I want. And my husband can't say anything.
They're in Tucson, you lucky girl.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I would give to live down there.
Well, it is nice, but
Hot.
Yes, very, very hot. Very hot, and yeah, it's prettier where you are. Let's just put it that way. But
We
yeah,
were
it's nice to have
looking at places around. It was like 30 minutes outside of town was the nearest place we found that we could actually, and there was no water, so we went, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
that's a big issue here is they're running out of water in these subdivisions. They're kind of building farther out in the desert. So, but it is nice living here for the gem show, especially, and it's crazy because when I lived here, years ago, before I moved to Ohio, I'd never been to the gem show. I never played with beads. I never, you know what I mean?
That's so shocking.
And
So huge there.
honestly, I didn't realize after I moved back, I had lived here for about 4 years, and I still heard the gem show, but I never knew they sold beads. When I think of gem show, I'm thinking of the crystal shards and
Big
amethyst.
carving.
Yeah, so I used to clean houses for a living, and one day I was driving to a house, and I happened to drive by one of the hotels, and it had a big sign that said beads. And so I pull in right away, and I walk in, and it was like I walked into heaven. Like I couldn't, I had no idea. I'm like, are you telling me I've lived here now for 4 years and this has been here every year?
What? This dopamine hit was right in front of me? What?
Yes, exactly.
Let me just state right here, for those of you who have never been to, and I will say big bead show, because there's other bead shows, but when you go to a big bead show, you've seen my warehouse here, and my warehouse can be one vendor.
Exactly.
And if you can imagine millions of beads, just the sea and ocean of beads, every color, shape, material in your imagination, there is nothing like going in and I get sensory overload.
Yes.
So Martin has to kind of steer me where to go, because I'm like,
yes. I would always take my husband with me too, because he helped guide me. But and a lot of people don't understand.
So much fun.
When they come, they think it's just one show, like it's just one place you go to, and it's like, no, there's like 20 plus places all over town.
Football field of beads.
Rent a car. So, but yeah, and I used to go every year, and the lady I always bought check glass off of, I got to know her because I would go to her every year, and finally, she was always so busy, and just didn't have enough people, and so one year I just was like, I live local. If you ever need help, let me know. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, well, let me get your email. And then unfortunately COVID happened, so it didn't happen that year. But after that, she has had me on. This was my 3rd year working it. So the only downfall is I don't get to shop much because I'm working all day. and it's very busy, but it's kind of a good thing because then I don't overspend. So,
and you get first crack at all the check.
I do. Like, it's crazy. While we're setting up, I already have a big bucket. We're not even finished setting the booth up, and I've got just a pile.
Right? That would be me. Totally me.
Yes.
Well, you lucky girl. Look at that. You come so far. Yeah. So far since your 20s.
Yes.
Here you are with a big time check bead seller out there sharing your love for the beads. I'm all about it. So that's what you're doing currently. So what do we see for the future of Dream Prism Creation?
Well, for the future, I think I'm just, like I said, I really want to try to reach out to, some of the addiction services, trying to help people, like I said, create a hobby. I'm really getting back into creating more. For a while there, when I was selling, that's all I was doing was selling. I didn't have time to create.
Oh, girl, I know. I'm in that mess. I'm in that mess business right now.
Yes. I
miss it.
Yes. And if you could see the room behind me, it looks like a bomb went off it's just, there's stuff everywhere. I'm very unorganized. I mean, I'm organized, but not organized.
It's my special kind of organization.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't expect anybody to understand it.
Exactly. So, but I am gonna, I'm like I said, I started back selling in February. I've managed to do a show a month. So I'm gonna try to keep it at that. Before I was like really just doing too much. I tried to do the admin event in Hole in the Wall Beads to Stash group and Nina Kittleson's group.
Right.
So I do that try to do that once a month, and then do a show in my group once a month. And that seems to work out better for me than trying to do one like every other week and just the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I am doing this full time now. So I'm fortunate enough that I do have a little bit of extra time, so I can start creating. And I honestly, I love to create jewelry. Do
you have anything there you can share with us?
Well, I have, like I said what I posted this morning.
Beautiful. Show them. Absolutely beautiful. It's just little mulberry numbers. Gorgeous.
I don't know if you can. Here, let me put it on.
You have a backing. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Just want to share some of her beauty, and let me be the first to say here, I absolutely love all your new work. Oh my goodness, isn't that?
So yeah,
I can just see that on me.
Yeah, and that's where I was going here was let me see if I can put it on. But I'm trying to really work with some different things too. A lot of metals I'm getting into, so that's
there. Oh God, it hangs perfect too. Look at it.
So
it is beautiful. So that is full of peck melons and bellflowers, and it is just so beautiful. That's the piece I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm not close enough, but that is the piece. But I love how it hangs. It's perfect.
Thank you. Yeah. I am doing some I've done bead weaving in the past, so I'm trying to get back into that as well.
Nice.
I did pick it up and was able to luckily get right back into it. It worked, like I was kind of nervous, like, do I remember
like riding a bike?
Yeah. And it went well. So my next project is going to be with these amazing, I found these mood.
Those are good.
They're mood cabochons. So
shut up. Hold on, I gotta come up closer. Hold them up again. Oh girl, those are beautiful.
So beautiful. They change, obviously with your body temperature. I'm trying to hold more than one at a time here. But
so you're gonna weave with them?
Yes. So I'm gonna make a bracelet.
I can't see it.
So these are I want to say 14 millimeter, and they have like the little dome.
Yep.
Like if you had a picture one, only these ones have the whatever they put on the backing to make the color change.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do what is a right angle weave, wrap around them, and then connect them all together and make myself a little bracelet. But that will take me some time. I'm not so fast.
So will it look like an eye? Or
no,
a cap?
It'll just be round. Yeah, it'll just be like basically holding the cab.
Right, yeah.
So
Well, I can't wait to see pictures of that. That's gonna be
yes,
awesome.
I definitely will. When I found these, I just fell in love. So,
You're like, I know what I'm doing with that.
yeah. Well, and I actually I follow off the beaded path. If you want to learn bead weaving, she's a great teacher. She's on YouTube. And she's just very good at teaching bead weaving.
It's so intimidating. Every time I see it, I'm absolutely intimidated.
Like, I can't look at a pattern and figure it out. Like, I can now, but like when I first started, I was like, how do you like, I can't do, like, I have to see it being done first, you know? And
Kind of
she's
teacher
really,
I need. Show me.
yes, and she's a really good teacher. And that's one thing, I am pretty much 100% self-taught. I mean, with the exception of watching some YouTube videos and, you know, reading some patterns or some articles in a magazine. I've never taken a class, like in-person class.
Right.
You know, I've never paid to do a class online. I just kind of started out by doing trial and error, you know, and it's evolved. Like, you know, I look at some of my jewelry from when I first started to now, and, you know, I look at that jewelry and I'm like, oh my God, that's so crappy. But
you see the mistakes, but
yes,
evolving and practice.
Yes.
My granddaughter, she's only 7, she's almost 8, but she asked me, she's like, how do you do that? How do you get better at that? And I said, honey, it's practice. And isn't it, I get a little sentimental though at some of the earlier pieces. I was like, oh, look how hard I was trying.
Yes. I still keep them. Even though I'm just like, oh my God, what was I thinking? But you know, you have to keep that stuff because that's where you started, you know. And
exactly.
you know, it's funny too, because I was buying some eye pins at the store the other day, and the cashier, she said, what are these? And I'm like, eye pins. So I'm trying to explain them to her, and she's looking at me like I have a horn growing out of my head. So I realized I had a pair of earrings on that I had made with them. So I pulled my earring out and I was like, this is the eye pin.
We're gonna make a convert yet.
This is how that you use it to hang a bead, you know, like, so but yeah, so it's fun.
I love that whole self-taught concept. I just am curious, of those of our viewers out there, how many of you are self-taught?
Right.
Just a question I want to pose. Post in the comments. And I always forget to do this. It's on my mind right now. If you're watching us at YouTube, like and share, subscribe.
Yes.
There it is. That's my, I always forget. I'm always like, don't forget.
Well,
so that's poor Sweetie. Like, oh, that's an eye pin. It holds jewelry. That's
right.
Interesting.
And you know what? I was the same way though when I first started. I remember cleaning out a house, and this lady had passed away, and there was all these craft things, and I had gotten bags of eye pins, and I didn't know what they were, and I ended up throwing them away. And then like years later, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I use them more than anything, you know.
You're like, oh, those were sterling, those were gold filled.
Right?
Oh well.
you know, you start out with the basics. You're usually stringing, you know, and I like to stick with the chain style, you know, so I use eye pins more than anything now. But it's
beautiful. The necklaces, I love them. There's so much going on, and you really don't. For me, when I was looking at something, you know, I see the whole outside pattern, like I see the whole picture. But when you go up closer, you see all these beautiful, intricate details going on and how it creates the whole. I just love it. I love it.
And that's kind of where I'm evolving to now. I've been, you know, I used to use just regular jump rings. And lately I've been like really into like the rope. Oh, I don't know if I have any around, but you know, like they look like the little rope twisted jump rings.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
just to make it that much, you know, more unique and different. So I've been working with a lot more metals too, and trying some different things, you know, just trying to think outside the box instead of doing my same old thing all the time. So we'll see some.
Speaking of metals, I've been going there too, and it's just, I just didn't, it didn't occur to me, the textures, the different links, and it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. That's those little fine details that really do make a difference. Yeah, some of them are pricey, you know, like if you're going through Tierra Cast or None Design, but they're definitely beautiful, and you know, you get what you pay for, you know. It's you know.
Just saying, you know, after selling a million beads, it's very true.
Yes.
But that's why I love suppliers like me, like you, like Nina, trying to bring something so beautiful and affordable.
Right.
So even if you feel like you're making a mistake, so what? Make it. Make that mistake.
Right.
You never know, the mistake may turn into something that becomes part of your main core that you create. You just don't know.
Right.
Take a chance. Risk it.
Positive. Yes, exactly. And you know, that's you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because I do, a lot of people say, oh, you don't charge enough or whatever, and it, you know, I'm not trying to become, you know, a millionaire off of this. My main thing is to get things to people that normally couldn't afford it through, you know, these bigger conglomerates, you know. So I may charge less, but I'm still making something, but at the same time, I want people to be able to afford it. I don't want it to be out of their reach, you know.
Exactly. And you're perfect in the area to be able to get supplies so that you can make something more affordable for folks.
Right.
I think that's the key, especially us who do supplies. I mean, I do necklace starters, but I also, you know, my main thrust is supplies. And a lot of people tell me, I've seen that same thing for 4 times what you're charging. And I'm just like, I understand that, and I'm not trying to undercut anybody. I'm really not. I just am trying to make something that's affordable as long as I can, you know. If I'm paying some, like, you know, I have $40, $100 bead strands, but that's because that's the quality and how much they really are. But if you get something that's super fine and you can give it out at a beautiful price and people can have something special, I'm all about that, and I love that you mentioned that.
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
And
so beautiful.
That's the same concept I have with my jewelry. You know, a lot of people say you don't charge enough for your jewelry, and it's like, I know what I have into it. I know how much, you know, I make jewelry because I enjoy making jewelry. If I kept every piece that I made, I'd look like Mr. T with all the necklaces and everything. So,
you know,
so to me,
I see us down the catwalk with all of our jewels.
You know, so for me, it was just a way to, I get to make this thing that I really love, and
got a lot of,
you know,
therapy out of. You already have your self-satisfaction from it.
Exactly. So if I sell it, you know, I'm just tickled, you know. That's just an extra added bonus for me.
Exactly.
You know? If it doesn't sell, I'll keep it and I'll look like Mr. T.
I'm like, oh, you don't want my beads?
Right.
Darn.
Exactly.
Sometimes we'll get something in and I'll show it that day and it will be claimed that day, and I'm like, oh, why did I should have waited another day to ship?
No, I know. I'm like, when I get stuff in, it's like a pile for me, a pile to sell, a pile for me.
Can anybody relate with that?
Yes. I
I
told my
gotta
husband,
love it though.
told
It's
my
the
husband,
joy.
I found the loophole. So,
That's what he
but
says. When I'm live and something comes up and maybe I only was able to procure 2 or 3 pieces, I'm like, oh, 2 for you guys, 1 for me. And my husband, Martin, in the background, he's all, grrr. He's like making these
exactly.
noises. I'm like, you don't understand. I have to just share with you. Oh, like this. I was able to get this amazing strand of sapphires.
Gorgeous.
They're like multi-shaded sapphires. I was only able to get 4 strands. They sold out as soon as I posted them. If I hadn't grabbed that 1 strand, I would
Right.
not have these beautiful beads. And that's my therapy,
Yes,
you know.
exactly.
Even if I don't create with them, I really appreciate not just the quality, but the possibility.
Yes,
Because it inspires me and allows me to dream.
Exactly.
And so that's just kind of what
same
fuels
exact way. Same
you
exact
know what I'm
way.
saying?
Yep. Just to see
Oh,
that.
Melissa, I'm just
beauty.
so grateful you're here.
Well, I really appreciate you having me, and
I love being able to just chat with somebody and you relate on such a level where you're just like, you don't have to say anything. You're like, I know exactly what you mean.
yes.
Exactly what you mean.
And it always ends up such a good friendship, and I'm like, man, I wish you guys lived closer, you know.
I know.
But
And we had missed Tucson the past 2 years. Well, no, the 2 years of course COVID, and then what was that, 20, 21, 22, whatever?
Yeah, they
2020.
did have it in, well, they had it in 2022, 2021, but it was very small. Like, it was a very, mini size.
Rigid, very strange and
what it was.
weird feeling.
You had to wear a mask. It was, but then this year it was back to normal.
Back to normal.
Yeah, there was just people everywhere, it was like Black Friday the first day. There was literally people lined up at the door waiting to get in, and we had women fighting over beads in the booth. It's a little.
That's a whole other genre. You guys have never been to a bead show unless you've seen people snatching beads.
Yes. So it was different this year. But
that is too much. Well, we are going to wet our whistle and get back to in-person shows up in Denver. We're going to be there this September. And then I am hoping we're going to get to go to Tucson that next spring. So spring of 2024, maybe that'll be the time. Oh yeah, that'll be the time that we are going to be able to meet in person, because I'm not going to go down to Tucson and miss an opportunity to get with you, girl. I'm going to have to go to your booth because you're going to be helping.
Yeah, you'll have to come to my booth, but I also
away for lunch.
Whenever, depending on when you come towards the last couple of days, we take turns. We managed to get a day off here and there, like the last 4 days of the show. But that's the show that I do. Just because my show is ending at the location I'm at, there's shows going on still for weeks after that. So, yes, I would love more than I would love to get together with you. I know in the past when Nina has come, I've met, Nina, Kimberly, Michelle McCarthy. We've all gotten together and went to dinner. We used to do it. We did it 2 years in a row, and then of course COVID kind of stopped that. So, but yeah, definitely the more we can get together, the merrier.
The merrier, girl. Well, if you and your sweetheart ever get a weekend off or a couple days off, I'm a quick shoot. Well, not shoot, probably 10-hour drive from your house.
That's not bad.
So wait a minute. Is it how many hours south? Is it 45 or an hour south of Phoenix?
I'm about an hour and 40 minutes from Phoenix, south of Phoenix.
I'm about 7 hours, so I'm probably an 8-hour drive from
Oh, that's
you.
not
But hey,
bad.
that would be a fun
Yes.
weekend.
And I would
You
really,
know,
yes, I
we've
would
got to
really,
plan that. You are too close, and you could just come up here, forget the world exists for a
yes.
little bit,
And
just enjoy the atmosphere, see Monument Valley. I always
it is
forget. Oh yeah,
beautiful
Monument
there.
Valley's here.
Yes, it's beautiful there. I had no, I mean, I knew you lived out in the middle of nowhere. I remember you posting a picture one time of their house, and I was like, how does the mailman even get there?
It does.
You know?
There are no official addresses where we live.
Oh, wow.
Now they came out about 5 years ago to plot everybody out to give, they were going to give them an address, but they said there's no way mailman's coming out here. There's
Oh.
no way. So we have to drive. It's literally about 30 miles in one direction to get to the mailbox.
Oh my goodness.
And a lot of that's on dirt roads. If we go, there's a way we can get to the main road, but
Right.
it's a lot of dirt roads, but I wouldn't, you know what? I love it that way.
Yes.
Nobody comes,
That's
it's,
that's how I want to see myself retiring. Like, just, out in the middle of peacefulness, And so, and some of the, you recently posted some pictures, and I didn't realize it was Monument Valley, and my husband caught a glimpse of it, and he's all, oh, Monument Valley. And, so I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And I don't know, Cindy Stovall? Doesn't she live in Chicago?
Yes.
Yes, and I just love her to pieces. So there's 3 reasons to come.
She is east. I mean, she's west of us. So she's about 6 or 7 hours away from me.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you could do the loop, St. George, and back down through Kingman, Waka, grab some goodies there,
Yeah.
head on down.
My brother-in-law actually lives in Kingman.
Hey, that's like a little mini Grand Circle tour. You come out and see us. Wow, what a blast.
Yes.
Sweet. Thank you. I just want to say that we're going to head out, but I want you to know that if for those of you who are just coming on, if you're joining us at YouTube, we just invite you to watch the beginning. We have been here with Melissa Leistikow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Leistikow. We're gonna get that. We're not gonna miss it. I'm gonna watch this over and over, and I'm gonna have it down. We are here, and we have heard of her gorgeous journey, starting from the beginning. Melissa began her bead journey in a place where a lot of us have been before. Please watch this episode and listen to the inspiration. You are not alone. There is so many people here who can relate and understand, and we're so grateful you guys got to come and watch with us. Melissa, it's been an absolute ball. I'm just so grateful. It's been a beautiful BEAD Talk.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye, and everybody, I'm going to have a few announcements, but Melissa, it's been wonderful, and I'm so grateful to get to know you a little bit better.
Awesome.
And messages if you need anything, honey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, darling. Change. Yeah. And there we go. There we go. Wow, what a joy. What a treat that was. Wow, thank you guys for being here during this episode of BEAD Talk. We want to go ahead and just remind everybody that we are doing BEAD Talk the rest of this month, rest of June. We are taking July and August off. I need to buckle down to my gemology courses. So I'm going to be using this time to get through my gemology courses so I can get my certificate and be available for that. We have BEAD Talk until the end of the month, Saturdays, 2:30 Mountain Standard Time. We have live shows here at Facebook with me, Treasure to Remember. And we also have Instagram Lives with our girls. We're going to probably do about 4 shows a week over there. If you need anything, let us know. We're so happy. And don't forget, we also have spots for the Bead Retreat. We are still promoting our Bead Retreat. We hope that you can join us. And if you need any information, just message me. Just message me. You guys, thank you for joining us. And you have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.